Welcome to the Cozy Craft Zone. I'm Haley Bell, and let's get crafting. For our first craft today, we are going to be doing a oversized ornament. This is a star that I got at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to be painting it with Waverly chalk paint, and when I first started crafting, I didn't totally understand why everybody used chalk paint. It seemed to be kind of like this elitist thing that crafters did chalk paint. But I quickly realized that the reason that you use chalk paint instead of other types of paint like acrylic paint or oil-based paints is because it dries so quickly on your crafts as you're working on them. So that's the main reason that we use chalk paint. It's not to be elitist, it's just because, it dries really fast. So it's nice when we're working on crafts. So next I'm going to do a little bit of distressing on it. I've got some brown paint by Apple Bottom, and I'm just running it along the outside. This is called a dry brushing technique. It's where you don't get the brush very saturated with paint, and you just run it along the outside of the item that you're wanting to distress. Next I'm going to do a wreath. So this is a garland tie from the Dollar Tree. You can get a pack of 12 of these at the Dollar Tree. They are really, really nice for crafting because they are so easy to work with. So yeah, give it a little bit of a haircut. Now I'm going to tie it into a circle. But we're about to discover something. And this is the interesting thing about crafts, is that you can do something and have an idea in your mind and realize that it is not going to work. So obviously that was way too small for my idea. So I grabbed 2 more of these garland ties and I gave them a haircut on one side. And now I'm going to take the 2 of them, wrap them together, and make them into a large wreath. So now it obviously fits the red truck that I'm wanting to put on the inside. I'm taking these little holly berries from a pick that I also got at the Dollar Tree, and just hot gluing these onto the wreath as an accent. Now, as I'm cutting them apart, you are gonna see that there's kind of these little white spots, and that's okay because we're later going to flock the wreath, so it's not gonna be that big a deal to have the little spots showing. But I'm realizing as I say this, I don't think I have video of the flocking that I did later, but you'll see it in the final product. My little boys definitely are interested every time I do a craft, so I tried to get them to stop messing with stuff and gave up because I realized that they needed some time with me, and this is what I really enjoyed doing, so they are now a part of my whole process. So now I'm just going to hot glue it down to the star. I'm going to hot glue it on all 4 sides, and I'm going to hold these down to make sure that they adhere really well to the wood so that there aren't any problems with it. Next, I'm going to put the jute twine that had been put in the star to begin with. So I'm just reusing that. And here is the finished product. See, here you can see I had done the flocking with the paint. I just took white chalk paint and very lightly brushed over the wreath and the little red truck. All right, so this next project is a ornament. I also bought this ornament at the Dollar Tree, but I was not a huge fan of the decoration on it to begin with. So we're going to give it a makeover. So first we're going to take off the little tin pieces and the ornamentation to it. My little man, Gabriel, he is 4. He was super interested in what I was doing, so he keeps coming over. You'll see throughout the entire video, actually all of these videos, my little boys decide that they just have to be a part of what I'm doing. So I outlined it, and I'm now cutting out the paper. You can't see it really well in this shot, but this paper is embossed, so it's going to add a really cool texture to the ornament when we're done. Next, I'm going to be covering it with just regular Mod Podge. It's the Dollar Tree version of Mod Podge. I believe it's called crafting glue, and just gluing that paper on. Make sure that you push down all around the outsides so that it really adheres all the way around so you don't have a problem of pieces pulling up on the edge. Now, this is my favorite way to cut off, quote unquote, cut off paper or anything that is hanging off of wood, because it creates a look that is like the paper is ingrained into the wood. So it's just sandpaper, and I sandpaper off the edges. So now I've got a little piece of burlap ribbon, and I try to hot glue it down and realize the hot glue gun is not hot enough, so I have to wait on that. So just clip off the little Merry Christmas sign, hot glue down the burlap, and I make sure that it's really well glued on the back. I had burned my fingers enough at this point with the hot glue that I realized I needed something else to push down on it. So that's just a glue gun stick that I use to push it down. So I hot glue on the Merry Christmas sign and the cute little tin piece on the top, grab a screwdriver, push it through the hole so that we can still use it as an ornament. And now I'm making a little bow. I just go back and forth and make little loops, and then once I have a little bit in the middle, I wrap it around and hot glue it in place. Because a bow is never finished without some type of button, we're gonna put the button on in the middle, fluff out the edges a little bit, and put the jute twine back through the ornament. And here's the finished product. So here you can really see that embossing on the paper. It says Christmas, joy, hope, jingle bells, bright, just general Christmas words. This project we are working on is a stocking holder that you would mount to the wall or on your mantle by the fireplace. So I've had a piece of cedar that my father gave me because he had finished up his fence and he had all this stuff left over. So he gave me all these little planks, and the first moment I saw them, I knew exactly what I was going to do with them, and it was this project. So I'm using Waverly chalk paint again to make this whole thing white. I'm painting the whole thing white, and I am going to distress it at the end, but I want to get a good coat of the white paint. Next, I'm taking a pick from the Dollar Tree and cutting it apart with my metal cutters, my wire cutters. And I'm kind of trying to decide what I want to put in the middle there. I got some holly berries and some little greenery. I also have some of those really cool little pine cones that are scented cinnamon. So I grabbed one of those, and I'm also working with these bells, which I didn't realize at the time when I bought them that they were an actual garland of bells, not individual bells. So check that if you're buying stuff at the Dollar Tree. Now I'm hot gluing on the burlap ribbon right now, and I'm gonna give you one piece of advice. I was so excited to get the greenery on and have it all finished looking like a little stocking stuffer thing that I did not do this in the right order. I put these on first when I should have put the little knob on that goes down on the bottom first, because that requires drilling and screwing in of the knob. But I was so excited about getting these on that I did this backwards. So you're gonna see, I'm gonna kind of struggle here. I've got the drill. That part was totally fine, super easy. Push down, got it in. But this is a part that I struggled with because I couldn't put the piece down on a flat surface because it would crush the greenery. So I'm trying to get the screw in there, and then figured out that the screw that came with the kit was too small. And these little knobs I got from the Home Depot, and these were just the screws that came in the little bags. So my husband helped me. Yes, bad screws. My husband helped me by finding another screw in his toolkit that would work well, that was a good size. Now I'm adding this really cute little bell. And And here we have this adorable stocking holder. I'm gonna put a little bit of distressing on here and then we will be all done. I did create 3 different versions of this because I like a little bit of variety. I like things that are unique and different. So here are the 3 finished stocking holders. The way that I plan adhering to this to the wall is with Velcro command strips. And that is my son's nutcracker from last season. So cute. I asked him for special permission if I could use that. So on to the next, we have these awesome rod stick things that are the Christmas trees that the Dollar Tree has this season. They're super cool, but I had a different idea for them. So I'm going to spray paint them white. This did take me quite a few coats, probably 3 or 4 coats of the Rust-Oleum white spray paint before I got them completely white. And even then, it wasn't totally white. So we're going to be covering that up with some fake snow. So I have the little floral pieces. I'm cutting off the plastic so that I can use them to really push in. I filled it up with garbage bags and then I'm covering it with that fake snow. Now I've got the loose glittery snow that is new to the Dollar Tree this year, and I am spraying each of these trees with spray adhesive and then pushing them down into the fake snow to give us that snowed on look. And these are my sons helping me with this, and apparently Buzz Lightyear as well. After I have gotten them in the glue and in the snow, I spray them with clear enamel spray paint to make sure that everything is staying in place. I did lose some of the video from this because the camera was a little off-centered, so you ended up not being able to see everything I was doing, so sorry that this is a little incomplete. But we have the little miniature trees and the white trees, and then I have a cute little red truck and the camper that goes along with it that we're going to glue into this little area. So I'm going to be hot gluing all of these in with the help of my little men. My boys absolutely love crafting with me, so this has become a really fun family time for us to be together and to craft and create things. I really would encourage you guys to get your kids involved in your crafting because that is just such a fun thing to do with them. So I'm going to be putting the big white trees in the back and then spraying the snow bits, that snow fabric bit, with adhesive and putting the glitter snow on top. And this is how it turns out. I'm a little bit obsessed with the red truck, so I definitely had to put the little red truck on there. Anything that I can get the little red truck in just makes my heart happy. And here is our little Christmas tree farm. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you have found some good value out of this video today, like and subscribe to my channel, and definitely hit that notification bell. I'll be dropping videos every Friday. I can't guarantee a specific time because, you know, life. But I'll be dropping videos on Friday and doing Dollar Tree haul videos 2 or 3 times a month to show you guys the new things that are coming out and the new things that I find, because I absolutely love watching those videos. So like and subscribe, and go ahead and go over to Instagram if you're on Instagram and say hi. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.